What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the what's next on Giovanni Santillan, the undefeated welterweight contender, following his spectacular 6th round upset TKO victory over Alexis Rocha on October 21st on DAZN. Before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. This was an awesome fucking win for Santillan. He went out there and just was completely on it and, you know, just outworked and beat up Rocha and stopped him in 6 rounds impressively. You know, I mean, you really can't say much about it. To me, it guaranteed Santillan a top 10 spot. It was his moment to shine, and he went in there and stole the thunder from Rocha, who was the WBO's #1 ranked contender. Santillan was number 5. The WBO still hasn't upgraded their ratings, but Santillan should be moving up to the top spot. He absolutely should at 147. Now, the big question now is what's next for Giovanni Santillan following this victory? We're going to run through the top 10 at welterweight and see what's possible, but we did see that, he did say that he's down to fight Virgil Ortiz at some point, who's fighting at 154 now. So that could be a fight in the future for Santillan if he's not going to stay here at 147. But man, what a win, and opportunities are, you know, should be there. Especially the WBO should absolutely upgrade him to the mandatory spot. We'll see. But let's start in the top 10 here at welterweight and see what could be next for him. We start with the reigning WBO and undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Not likely. Bud's the undisputed champ. He's still talking, working out a rematch with Errol Spence. Likely going to take place at 154. If that happens, Santillan, if he is upgraded to #1 in the WBO, he would fight for the vacant belt if that happens. But I don't think fighting Bud is possible, because Bud, Santillan's just not a big enough name for Bud, and he's not going to stay around and fight him. Next is Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr., in my opinion, is on his way out of 147. I think he's going to fight at 154. If he does fight at 147 again, it's going to be against Bud in a rematch, but that's it. I don't think he'll fight anybody else at 147, so I'm not seeing this. Even if it was at 154, Santillan is, I believe he's tied to Golden Boy, and Errol Spence is with the PBC, so I'm not seeing this right now. Then there's IBF interim champion, undefeated Jerome Boots Ennis. I'm not seeing this one either. Boots is the interim champion. He's waiting to be crowned the full champion by the IBF. You know, but Crawford has to give up that belt first. But Boots is looking for opponents, but Boots has ties with the PBC, and Santillan is with the Golden Boy, has ties with Golden Boy. So, excuse me. Right now, I don't see this fight going down, but you never know. But Santillan, I don't think he's gonna try to take on somebody outside of, you know, outside of there in a fight like this, unless he's guaranteed a title shot, and he could be. So it could be possible, but I'm leaning towards the less likely because of promotions. Then there's your Dennis Ugas. Ugas coming off the loss to Mario Barrios. He's not going to go fight a guy like Santillan, who basically is on the same kind of range that Barrios was. I'm not seeing it. Ugas is probably contemplating retirement right now. Keith Thurman. Thurman, it looks like he's going to be fighting Imantas Stanionis for the WBA regular championship next. I don't think he'd entertain a fight with Santillan. I just don't see it. Imantas Stanionis, the undefeated WBA regular champion. I don't see this one. I think Stanionis is waiting around for that big fight with Thurman, or to fight somebody in-house in the PBC. I don't think he's going to entertain a fight against Santillan. Virgil Ortiz, we already said is possible, but Ortiz is going to be moving to 154, you know, in his next fight. So maybe that could be a potential option for Santillan if he wants to move up. That's possible. hasn't fought since he lost the belt to Stanionis last year by a split decision. He's also a PBC guy, though. I don't think he fights a guy like Santillan, not next at least. Cody Crowley. Cody Crowley's also a PBC guy, but here's the kicker. Cody Crowley's number 2 in the WBO right now, and he's likely passing on a mandatory fight with the IBF because the pay is going to be so short for him. I think he might fight a guy like Giovanni Santillan for the vacant WBO belt. Santillan, I believe, should grab the number 1 spot away from Alexis Rocha, and Cody Crowley's number 2. I could definitely see if Terrence Crawford decides to move up to 154 and gives up the WBO title, I could definitely see Crowley and Santillan for the vacant WBO belt. See what happens, though. Then there's Romain Villa. Villa is coming off the loss to Boots Ennis, where he got stopped, but he also upset Rashidi Ellis earlier this year. I don't know. I think Villa has ties with the PBC, but I don't think that would necessarily get in the way of a showdown with Santillan. But I'm not sure Santillan's going to be interested in a fight like that following a win like this. So for Santillan, I think he needs to be careful. He needs to see and push for that WBO number 1 contendership. That way, once Crawford vacates, he's fighting for the vacant belt no matter what, no matter who it's against. But he also needs to take the best fight available. And if that's Virgil Ortiz at 154, then that's what he needs to do. But I think the WBO should follow through and give him that crack at the title. I really believe they should. I think it'd be kind of a travesty if they don't. And I mean, that's what should happen. You know, Rocha was number 1. Santillan beat his ass. So Santillan should move to number 1. That should be a no-brainer. We'll see what the WBO does, and we'll see what Santillan decides to do once Crawford decides what he wants to do with the WBO belt. So that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on undefeated welterweight contender Giovanni Santillan, following his spectacular 6th round TKO victory over Alexis Rocha on October 21st on DAZN. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. 1 second. You've been hit with the truth.